If you thought there was nothing funny about the War of 1812, then guess again. The Niagara Historical Society Museum presents Petticoats, Boots, and Muskets.
Petticoats, boots, and muskets. Petticoats, boots, and muskets.
Well, it all comes, I think, from wanting to interpret history in a very much more fun way. This one is all about telling it with a bit of tongue-in-cheek, and if you're a fan of Monty Python, then you get it. So it's making people feel they can have a song and dance, or at least a song about 1812, and still get the history, because part of the thing I feel now with history, and we don't understand it as well here, but the kids don't get it, is that it is really fun and exciting to go back to know where you've been, because when you know where you've been, you know where you're going. And there's a story to be told here that's not just 1812 and British and firing and cannons and Brock, it's also the native story that has to be told, the story that hasn't been told, the one that they won all their battles, but they lost their land. They had the balance of power, but they lost it. That needs to be told as well in a serious vein, but as well we have to look at it and see what the advantages we've got out of that relationship that came 200 years ago. So in this production, we do it with song and dance, with a great nod to Monty Python and Brock's enormous monument. And we want people to laugh.
So we fired off some cannons.
We scared them Yankee good, and we're gonna keep it going because
We're the baddest in the hood.
They're just so cool, these guys. So bold, so smooth and fly. And they're my bros, ocean.
Lolly, we like to party.
Aaron, how did you prepare for your many roles in today's production?
I took a very lighthearted approach to it. So Barbara, our director in rehearsal, was she worked with me on the Brock pose. So once we kind of got that pose, she worked with me on doing a very posh sort of upper class thing going. And the pose really helped me to kind of get into the character of Brock physically.
And what inspired the music?
The lyrics inspired the music, which Monica put together in a really amazing way. And when I read the lyrics, I had my guitar with them and just kind of jammed the songs, and they all came together very quickly. I kind of worked out the meter and the feeling of them and the kind of the groove to the song, and they all came together almost kind of magically.
You simply can't walk for 20 miles with a cow. Do you know what cows are like?
And how would you rate your knowledge of the War of 1812 before becoming involved with this piece?
Well, before I didn't know that much. I mean, I knew about Laura Secord and Brock, but that was pretty much it. That was a pretty, intense month of research that I did with Barbara, sort of coming up with which were the characters that we wanted to pull into this production, because there's a lot of stories we could tell. We only have 40 minutes to do it in. So, we do touch on Laura Secord's story, but in a kind of irreverent, comic way. We look at Brock, but also as this sort of comic look at how Brock is perceived. And then other characters, we just sort of found them in the research that we did.
And how have you found that audiences are reacting to the performance?
Well, it's great. The audiences seem to really enjoy it. I know there's a lot going on this year, of course, around the War of 1812, but I think we're able to offer them an interactive experience and a lighthearted and amusing way to look at history and to make history sort of meaningful to us today. So that's what our aims were. I think we're achieving that.
It's important that the younger cast members here get a great deal of credit, because they're working with Monica, who's a seasoned professional, and they've really stepped up to the plate, and they're all Brock graduates. We're all from Brock. We all have association with Brock. So I think it's a real feather in the cap for Brock's program.
Petticoats, boots, and muskets.
Petticoats, boots, and muskets.
Petticoats, boots, and muskets.
Petticoats, boots, and
Don't miss your chance to enjoy this unique retelling of the events of the War of 1812. Reporting from the Black Swan Tavern in historic Niagara-on-the-Lake, I'm Katie Jones.